Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Okay, this is my point I'm trying to get to here, is this right here. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Now, let me keep reading, because it's good after that too. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who works in you, both to will and to do for His good pleasure. Do all things without complaining and disputing, that you may become blameless and harmless, children of God without fault in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation, among whom you shine as lights in the world, holding fast the word of life, so that I may rejoice in the day of Christ, that I have not run in vain or labored in vain. And he's talking about where you're concerned. Now, let's go back to verse 12. At the end of that verse, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. I want to give you an expression here that I think will help you. This is not saying that you attain your salvation through works. That's not what that says. If you know the Apostle Paul's teachings, you know he does not teach that. He teaches your salvation purely from the side of grace. It's a free gift. So, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, with great respect, great honor. Your salvation, or I'll put it this way, we work from our salvation, not for our salvation. Your works come from your salvation. The Apostle Paul and James refers to it as fruit. They talk about your salvation, that you, because you are saved, you will bear fruit. Your fruit does not get you saved. You produce fruit because you are saved. So we work from our salvation, not for our salvation. Okay? So the Apostle Paul here is talking about work this out. That's what I'm talking to you about. A sequential progression. Justification, sanctification, glorification. Justification is when you accept the price, the free gift that Jesus paid for you to be born again. That's justification. You have been delivered from the penalty of sin. If you are born again, you are justified. Okay? Here again, when you're reading through the Bible, you see this word pop up and you go, what is that talking about? That's what it's talking about. It's talking about the penalty. What kept you separated from God has been resolved and paid for, and if you have accepted that, you're justified. Okay? Have you ever heard the little expression, justified means just as if I'd not sinned? Okay? That's what justified means. Just as if I had not sinned. Your sin is not held against you. That penalty has been paid. Now then, the sanctification part, now then you have a whole lot larger role to play in this. Now you've still been equipped. God has still given you the means, the ability. He's still given you the equipment, the power to be able to do it. But now then, this is when we start taking on more of an active role. Justification, all you did was recognize a good deal, and you said, that's a really good deal. I can give up all of my sin. I can give up all of my sickness, all of my poverty, and I get to go to heaven. Let me pray about this and see if that's a good deal. It's a good deal. We took it. All right. Now then, working towards the fruit wherein God is glorified, John chapter 15. It pleases God. He's glorified when we bear fruit. So we start doing that with sanctification. Listen, sanctification is the empowerment part. This is what enables you to overcome the bondage of your flesh, the bondage of old habits,